Great. This conversation is part of Coherence 2025. I am here with Gustavo Segovia,
Hello.
thank you, representing Collabberry, a new project joining Coherence. Welcome to Coherence 2025 MVP.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you for the work that you are doing with that fantastic community and the purpose that you're bringing to put us together to create a new and better world. Thank you.
Yeah, really excited to be here. I mean, we've known each other for a little while, and I don't know, I have this thing, some people I just fall in love with, and it's been my dream to collaborate with you forever. So it's
You
great
just like my beard, Victor. Come
that
on.
it's your aura, it's your whole aura. So it's great that we get to do coherence together, and I hope that out of this comes out more and other bigger, deeper collaborations. So,
Amazing.
to start, tell me about your organization and product and how it connects with the themes of wise AI and conscious collaboration.
I mean, our organization, Collabberry, is just bringing a product to build better organizations. Like we are super deep in the organizational tooling. Let's say that, and we are bringing the capabilities of the new technologies that I've been and we've been super deep on, like Web3. I've been in Web3 since 2016, and AI. I cannot say that I've been in AI since then, but I have already been like dreaming about future integrations with AI. And 2025, it's all converging together. We have now the Web3 is very mature. AI is advancing at super fast speed. So now we have the opportunity to build that dream together. It's just a way to incentivize individuals within teams to align with their coworkers, to be also better workers in what they are doing, while we provide a platform for people to take their agreements, like what's the contracts that they will sign up with their organizations, and also a way to their coworkers to trace back, to measure, to report just few points on how each of us is working, and also to feedback. Like right now, we have a beta with really functional capabilities for doing that, in which we trace agreements, we trace the peer-to-peer review on that, and based on this, we will finally deliver an accounting system, like based on tokens, of course, like two type of tokens, like money, like salary, but also tokens that represent the common purpose, that common ownership of the project that the people are building together. So what we're doing is just rewarding the people that are behaving the best in both their performance or they vibe within the teams, as well as the impact metrics that they will deliver, right? So it's just a way to measure the value that the sweat value that people are bringing into their organizations and retribute back with a token that then will have the utilities that the organization will decide. Maybe it's equity, maybe it's just access to what they're building together, maybe they are just building a DeFi product and it will be just greater return of investment converted like from sweat capital to financial capital. And at the same time, we are engaging with AI to not only to facilitate the process of people to engage with these new kind of mechanisms, but also to coach them in their process. Like when people are deciding the agreements, like these agreements needs to be agreed by the collective, right? So how are DAOs, how are organizations taking collective decisions? DAOs, they are voting with token-based governance, that there are already like a lot of cases like, hey, sorry, this is not working. This is not bringing engagement to your people. Like, please don't just vote because that's what the tool provides. but we are using AI to facilitate the conversation with people, to put like a really structured way of taking this agreement and move forward. And then not only AI will do that, AI would also coach on people. Like since I'm a person that it's receiving constant feedback from my team, and they are flagging, yeah, Gus, you are super good in this. I really appreciate the work that you did here. But they are also flagging what are my roof of improvements. Like, hey, Gustavo, you say that you will do this, and you didn't. So for me, it's also a signal for the next month to improve and do my things better, right? And of course, we want this feedback to be private or public, depending on the preference of each organization. And we also want the AI to be there at service in how not only how to read back the feedback from people, because maybe if I tell you, Victor, you didn't do the delivery and your work was so bad that we didn't have customers, and that we will have kind of a translator, a non-verbal communication translator there in the meaning, in the main one that will translate this initial aggressivity into a feedback that, hey, what are actually the needs of these people, what are the feelings behind, how to put that out there. So it will be an AI, yeah, coaching people on how to speak to each other. Like it's fun to say that, because like, what do we really need a AI to coach people to talk things with each other? Well, in my more than 15 years of experience working in different organizations, yes, we do. Like, like sometimes people just don't speak out loud because they want to avoid conflicts. They don't want to cause tensions in that. But this lack of speaking at the end of the day will impact the business, because probably you were right and you were just avoiding the conflict, and just we missed that input from you. And at the end of the day, the business won't uh, deliver as it should, because this lack of accountability into the organization itself. So that's what we want to do in Collabberry, to merge Web3 and AI to incentivize people's accountability in the work that they do. Accountability not only in qual quantific quantifiable quantifiable metrics, because we are giving these tokens that will, hey, this is an accounting, so you have been accountable for this, so this is the amount of tokens that you deserve, but also in qualitative measures, by having this AI aggregating the feedback from everyone else, and not only that, measuring that through time and saying, hey, we can also see how people are growing, how people are learning. It's also for the development um, function of the human resource, of the human function itself, right? So it's kind of I like to call it, it's going to be an HR, human resource AI agent, that we are integrating with the product to help people to do their work better, basically.
Uh, Beautiful. So I will, because I know this work and I've been thinking about it a lot, I will speak longer than I should to try and translate it and explain what you said. But by the way,
Please,
I have a tagline for you already. Do you want to hear?
please go for it.
More human collaboration through technology.
Yeah, I can work on that.
I mean, it's not perfect, but I think
It's not perfect, but
for
that's
something
how we
in a
build
moment, I
tagline. We
think it's
start.
true. It does capture it, right? Because if I understand
Mhm.
correctly, When you say measuring and things like this, there's always the danger of just creating the ultimate surveillance state, right? Like some corporations have where they check how much your mouse is moving to see whether you're at the keyboard, right? And then people write scripts to move their mouse, right? That's the dystopian version of what you're saying. But I know you well enough that that's not what you mean. So let me explain it in my words, and let's see if I capture, if I add and make easier. So
Yeah,
collaborate
please go.
first, solving the problem of measuring people's contribution in the kind of collaborations where we're not just paying people cash, right? Because if you're just paying or a cash in an easily defined way, right? You are coming to the office, we pay you to 95, this is the salary done. Then Collabberry is not so useful and valuable for you. But so much of our work today is in more casual, either project-based collaborations or startups where there isn't enough money, right? The problem which all of us have been struggling with in the startup space, right? How do you divide up shares? And the current company system was designed 100, 150 or more years ago for a completely different reality. And it's, let's say we're starting a company together, Victor and Gustavo. Okay, we all come to the office every day, spend our full force and energy on it. We are both great humans. Okay, half, we own it half, easy. But most of the startups today don't happen like that. It's like, oh, we have some spare time, let's do this. I got a job here and there, so I can put in 20% of my time or 30% of my time, but it varies because I have children, because I have life and this and that, right? And people's contribution varies a lot. Moreover, what's become really great now, especially in impact space, but I think everywhere, it's very easy to get a whole bunch of people to give you like, oh yeah, your project is cool, I like you, sure, I can give you a few hours a week. Right? It's very easy to get 5 of your friends to say, yeah, I love you, I like you, I'll give you a few hours, like I might not understand your idea, but you're passionate about it. I'll help you because it's a fun way to hang out. We're doing something. I have some skills in design or in marketing or this and that. But if you don't have money, how do you reward these people? Right? You can't give them out shares in a company because it's an expensive and stiff and it's not designed for that, right? And the DAO space hasn't really solved that in an effective way. It's kind of there, but not there. It's designed for a different use case, really. So Collabberry, what we call this is value, two sides of the equation. There's contribution accounting. So counting how much different people have contributed. And of course, it's more than just time. Different people can contribute assets. You can use my car or use my house for an event or all of these things. So how do we do the contribution accounting? And then how do we do value distribution? So some money comes in or some tokens comes in, what you said, how we distribute that. But what I love is that you've married it. So this is an idea that I've been struggling with for 10 years. And it's definitely, if this existed 10 years ago, I would definitely be at least a millionaire by now. The number of ideas I could have gone through and brought into the world and the learnings. And then the other one is my other dream for 10 plus years of creating a team coach, of bringing in. So I think both of us are in a way in this, let's collaborate in new ways, idea space, which by the way, I think it was a nice to have before everybody worked remotely. It's like, oh yeah, we're more purpose-based and all of this. But if you have people in an office, you can use carrot and stick with them still effectively because you have physical. But when people are distributed, when people are remotely, especially when people are working on projects where they're not getting paid or they're getting paid sub-market and all of this because they love the idea, then really you need organizational structures which really support them being highly motivated, where people feel how their inner purpose in the world connects with the purpose of the organization. And all of these ideas are, yes, they are out there, but we haven't been trained in them. All of us have spent 20 years going to a school system which teaches you one main thing: sit down, shut up, do what you're told. There's one person at the front of the room and they're in charge and you do what they tell you. And we've just really been hard. We don't appreciate how powerfully we've been indoctrinated in this system. So when we are like, okay, let's organize, but let's organize in a different way. Well, none of us have learned this. None of us know, even if in principle we know them, it's very different. Embodied in our bodies is obedience from a lifetime of training. So we need to deprogram ourselves from this deep matrix programming whilst trying to build a business and get something done. Where the purpose is, I mean, unless you're an organizational training company, your purpose is not organizational design. Your purpose is something you're trying to bring into the world. So yeah, I felt for 10 years I've been dreaming of this coach that can help people work better together. And the communication thing, which you mentioned, people really don't appreciate how much cultural difference affects our communication. And of course, it's not the day-to-day, we're kind of chilled out, we're going through a task list kind of communication, but the I'm mad, right? Like I'm annoyed or I'm frustrated or I'm afraid, right? Like everything out of the day-to-day, everything is going exactly according to plan, which actually, as it turns out, is a lot, if not most of the time, especially when you're doing startup or smaller projects, right? Things never go according to plan because there's never enough resources. Maybe in a McDonald's franchise, things go to plan morning till night, but most places they don't. So in that point where the emotions rise and all of this, our culture very strongly affects how we react, right? Is it okay to scream at each other and throw your hands up? In some cultures, it's normal. You're processing, you let it out, we get over it in 10, 15 minutes. I know you're emotional, I know it was important, we went on. In other cultures, it's a complete violation of all social norms. Like, how could you, an adult, scream at another adult, right? Just never. It's like completely broken, trust forever. And these kinds of things. So, and we collaborate. This is something that it's beautiful. I love diversity. I would never go back. At the same time, we have to appreciate that with the diversity comes the cost of not understanding each other's cultures at a default embodied level, and thus being able to give each other much more space and understanding, and also needing, right? Like, and we all lose it sometimes. And in a small team, like, it's easy for everybody in the room to lose it. So having this cool head AI going like, okay, I just muted everybody in the room. You guys are all out of line. I'm just going to give you 30 seconds to take 3 deep breaths. Ding.
I see the possibility of that happen. I also want to say that I'm a little bit skeptic of giving too much control or command to an AI,
Of
even if
course,
we program
I
that
was
to be
joking,
that
but it's
way.
a
Because
nice image, no?
no, I know you were joking. I know you were joking, but I just want to bring that present here because I know that it's a fear. Also, there is a lot of fear out there about bringing AI to our life, and like, what, you are going to give the power to AI to disrupt a meeting and say that, and people like, and I feel them. I don't have, personally, I don't have that fear. I think that we can do better, and in many cases, I mean, I want to be cautious with AI because we know how AI can hallucinate as well. So I see them more. I see the AI agent more as a coach, more as a facilitator, more as a helper, but someone that wants to empower the human function. That will be the main function of the AI, to empower the individuals, to empower the relationships among individuals, and therefore also to empower the whole organization into alignment, into coherence.
Coherence, you're saying my favorite word.
I
So
like that name. Where is the coherence name coming from?
it's uh, So, since you called coherence into the room, my next question is,
Uh-huh.
how do you understand Coherence 2025 MVP, and what questions do you have about it?
How do I understand that? I understand it as a community of people that wants to bring their efforts, their talents, their technology into collaboration that makes sense. That coherence is looking for synergy among a network of talent, among a group of people that we have been already or working or sharing stories, maybe real life, maybe only online together, but where we feel alignment in the new paradigm that it's coming with these new technologies. Not only with the technologies, but also with the potential of regeneration, with the potential of bringing new coordinations and new organization systems to flourish, to bloom, right? Because from one side we have been very dependent on old structures like nation state, like their jurisdictions or even money and so on, and we've been like living a lot of the limitation of depending on that. But we are this set of people that are realizing that with this new set of technology we can do things differently. Doesn't mean that we need to be opposed to that. It's just like, okay, we are just going to move forward and bring the best ways to see how we can transfer that, let's say, that value from the legacy systems to the new grassroots elevated organizations that we'll build together. It's a lot of projections and understanding from my side and what the kind of work that I would like to see. But I also know you for quite a while. We have been sharing a lot of things, and I know that much of what I just shared is also part of you. So I really trust that you're bringing that into coherence.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Definitely. I mean, there's definitely also a degree of we're discovering of what coherence is or can or should be. Uh, I just came up with another two taglines per one meeting. I think this black tea is working. It's building public at ecosystem scale. Are you familiar with the idea of building public?
Building public and familiar, yeah, working out loud.
Working out
Uh,
loud, but in public. Working out loud started with the intention of being within a company. I think that's the way the book was written. But yeah, it's
okay.
exactly that. I was kind of describing it today, or in one call we had. On the one side, we have the private conversations we're having as people in an ecosystem or related things. On the other hand, we have podcasts, which are designed well kind of engineered for public consumption. I see the coherence collaborative conversation as being in the center. In the sense, it's not as formal and as engineered as a podcast. It's still a conversation between practitioners in the field trying to learn from each other, find ways to work together, and so on and so forth. Uh, but it is published and it is in public, so it's a little bit more formal structured than a just a general conversation would be.
Okay.
Cool. So what do you
And
hope?
how
Sorry,
is that how is that going forward?
coherence?
What are your yeah?
So, I mean, we are organizing the format, and I think we've gotten to a good spot now in terms of understanding the flow. And the goal is so there's two levels to coherence, right? There is coherence, this coherence we're doing around wise AI and conscious collaboration, and there's coherence
Hmm.
as a technology, as a methodology
Okay.
for which I want to build an app and start a business around, do a
Hmm.
startup. And by the way, I my hope this year is to not just do a startup, but to start a venture family, to start a group of collaborating things. So that would be my startup that I bring, and maybe Collabberry can join a family. Maybe we can become a
That's amazing.
startup,
Yeah, strategic
startup
partners, of
family.
course. I
So
mean, and our protocol is built for that. Like even in the current, and it's available right now in the current Collabberry system in the protocol. Like if you guys are doing work for us, and if you guys want to engage for us, we can compensate Coherence or whatever this new venture family, if it has another
really,
name.
so I mean,
Like,
I would love to. So to finish, going back to answering your question. So we're doing the MVP manual, no code, test now in spring, with the goal of getting through and creating 50 conversations by. Let me check my OKRs. To have 50 videos produced by the end of June with 10 to 20 projects onboarded. And we have 10 co-stewards leading the process. We've kind of iterated, we're doing a pyramid of trust, so every project is managed by one co-steward, I think we got a really beautiful format together. And then in the summer, my goal is to start formulating a startup, maybe a DAO, hopefully using Collabberry for building the app, and do a project to do a bigger coherence around this Wise AI conscious collaboration in the fall. But like properly bring in the big players, they get proper sponsorship, and do like a real big global reach coherence conference in the fall. So
in this fall, 2025.
yeah,
Amazing.
I mean, time
Amazing.
is, every time I open LinkedIn, people are talking about how AI is, I think people are really woken up. Social media was kind of the wake up call, right? It's like, oh, it's really nice. People click on things like, oh shit, democracy. We kind of fucked it up. Oh,
Uh-huh.
right? It was just
Oops.
supposed to be cat
Yeah.
pictures. Where the hell did democracy go? So I think the level of awareness of the impact that digital technology has on society is really grown.
Mhm.
Uh, and yeah, I mean the window for this is not so big. So
Let's
that's
do it. Let's do it.
going MVP, then startup and big conference.
Hmm. Amazing. And when do you guys start to use Collabberry? Is my question.
So I think it would be when we get to starting the startup, which would be in July after the MVP is finished, or maybe mid-June or something. But
Okay. Do you guys are not interested in trying the tool even before that and start to account for that labor that happens even before
I mean,
the delivery of
we
that
could
MVP?
look at it, but I'm really focusing on the MVP now. And after spending like 2 months, 2 months figuring out the process, we mostly have the process going as it is now, and
Hmm.
people are effectively just volunteering. So I would not want to add more process and another tool. I would
Yeah, that
rather
makes sense.
I would rather like seriously and get some more people and definitely get you as an advisor and and do it properly, right?
Yeah,
Again,
that's understandable. My only advice there is just to keep trace of who's contributing, and also how we want to retribute back the value that they have put into that. You don't need to start
I think for
to
now,
use Collabberry from moment A, as long as you arrive to a moment in which you can also retribute back in a retrospective way.
yeah, I
That will
mean,
be
for
perfect as
now, I
well.
think people are volunteering. It's out of interest, out of personal, professional interest. And it's also the big value is building relationships and understanding who do we actually want to do the proper startup with. So, uh,
Amazing.
if I had been a Collabberry expert in December, I would have probably started with it. But because I wasn't, and we really like, we spent 2 months futzing around with the process, and finally we're like almost have it coalesced. It's not viable to add one more tool and one more process. But starting definitely the Coherence app startup, definitely we build with Collabberry. So what do you hope to get out of participating in Coherence?
So much. First, I see Coherence as a showcase when I can share about Collabberry, and where also can I receive feedback from them to understand what are the real needs in terms of organizational and yeah, organizational functions and how people are related to each other, what they are missing, what so on. And I want to empower you guys to not only to serve as a provider for the Coherence organization, but also explore what are the possibilities in starting to build, let's say, fractal ecosystems of collaborations within Coherence. Like our product will have the capability to for people to just exchange from their tokens to the other tokens, having an understanding of how people are actually distributing these tokens, and create a greater combination collaboration system that that's based on how people are valuing each other. This seems really abstract as how I'm explaining this to you. Uh, we are working very hard to leverage that language down to LLMs in order that the complexities of collaboration of a fractal collaboration ecosystem could be to human understanding, to make it really easable to understand through AI LLM. So it's also for me a way to experiment. This everything that I'm sharing right now is real only in the mental realm. It's real, has been real only between me and my own chat GPT.
It's a
The
it's a dangerous one, by the way. Have you been following
It's a dangerous. I know it.
articles?
I know. Don't tell me about that. I know.
ChatGPT, like it doesn't matter how crazy your idea, ChatGPT will tell you you're brilliant and how amazing you are. It's yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, but what's my things that I don't need ChatGPT to tell me how brilliant I am. No, I'm joking.
You just call me and I tell you, no problem.
No, but in any case, like these are functions that I've been dreaming about for the last 10 years already. This is not new to me. Like I have passed through a lot of validation and unvalidation processes between me, the technology, the markets, the culture around. And I'm following very closely the advancement of AI and what is coming. And in 5 years from now, society will be so much differently just by how this is going to exponentially grow and how people are already engaging with AA agents and bots. So it's a really excitement opportunity. Exciting.
Yes, we're definitely living in interesting times. So,
Mhm.
what kind of projects would you like to have collaborative conversations with in Coherence?
I mean, our product is designed for every kind of project, basically. The challenge is on the cultural side of those projects, because there are a lot of cultural barriers for a team to just come and adopt Collabberry, because we're providing an alternative coordination mechanism, something that is beyond just building an LLC, or something that is beyond just launching a DAO and voting on it, or something that requires alignment on how we are distributing fairness and value among an organization. And funnily enough, after this month of working with Collabberry, the match has been with two classes of projects or organizations. Regenerative projects are so much into this, because we are also mimicking the way that nature collaborate with itself, with the different element of nature, how they redistribute their resources. There are similitudes with mycelial networks if we want to go there. And permaculturists and people engaged with regeneration and with adopting new models are kind of a low-hanging fruit market for us. Like, they see it. And the other class of projects are just dreamers, people that have like really uh, new innovative ideas, and they want, yeah, also an alternative system to create. Also, a lot of anarchists are like, whoa, what's this? Even Marxist people, because we are providing a protocol for attribute for labor and to give back the ownership to the working class, let's say. And but also capitalists will be very much engaging when they realize, like, whoa, when I actually distribute this kind of incentive for my company, and I will keep the top the top talent super engaged with this and taking accountability of driving this company forward as it will be their own. But we are far from them, because a big part of society, a big part of their mentality, are still in an extractive mode, let's say, when, yes, I'm the investors and I'm putting more money because I'm putting more money and I'm taking more risk that you, I will have more money than you. When uh, we will start to prove, like, hey, this is actually a way to distribute risks. So in case of losses, you will lose even less, and this will give you opportunity to invest in more companies. And guess what? In Collabberry, we will have a marketplace of companies where you will be able to invest, and we are providing the protocol to assure that the top talent and top aligning talent co cohesive, is together in building their products. So at the same time, this will maximize the opportunity for you to maximize your value. So we are working on a product that it's going to provide for all these pieces. It seems very complex, but we are reaching a time in which the bigger of these complexities will be solved with a single prompt with ChatGPT. So the first challenge is cultural. So we are just going for the long hanging fruit, meaning regenerative organizations and people crazy enough that they think they're going to change the world. These are the people that are engaging with Collabberry, which are quite a few. So we will plan to move forward with them, and when these guys will start to show success, this will be our success as well.
Beautiful. Well, I think I would love to have with you the whole. There is three areas of collaborative conversations around product, product, go to market, and team building. So I'd love to have all three of those separately with you. I really believe, for me, what I have come to believe is that what we need to do is build dual use technologies. So ones which we can sell to corporate, and it will make corporate or traditional startups or Silicon Valley, which will let them work a little bit better, but which will really accelerate the regenerative ecosystem. Because I think without having solutions which can be sold to the mainstream, we'll not be able to fundraise the level of funds that we need, and will never be able to get out of the small time ghetto. And we'll talk through that in our future conversations, but I really believe that we can pitch Collabberry and sell it to standard startups, incubators, all kinds of very traditional startup institutions, just through because people are feeling this pain, right? Anybody that's working in startups today is feeling this pain of value contribution, value accounting. And then I thought about this also for a long time. You sell people effectiveness. You don't sell them kumbaya or we'll be nice to each other or whatever. You just tell them you're going to be more effective team using this tool, which is true because, right, this is what, at least for me, that's what I fundamentally believe, is that when we learn to work these ways, we're going to work better together because people will be less stressed out. They won't be burning out. They'll love what they're doing. And we will create better projects, better startups, and work together more effectively. So yeah, I love it. This is the start of a series.
Yes, amazing. I love the opportunity, and I love where this collaboration will bring us forward. So super excited about what we're building here, Victor. Thank you so much for the opportunity and for the stage. I love the stage.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you do.